Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and in this video we're going to do a detailed comparison of two smartphones in the 20k price segment. We have the Realme X7 with the Xiaomi Mi 10i. So Xiaomi Mi 10i pricing starts at 21,000 and it goes up to 23,000, while the Realme X7 is priced 19,999, that's 20,000 rupees. So which is a better device to buy? Now if you are in the market for a new 5G enabled device, these are the two really good options in the 20 to 25k price segment. So which one should you choose? We will be comparing it with all the aspects in detail, and we will be helping you decide which one is the better device to go with. So if this is your first time on this channel, do hit the red subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So let's begin the detailed comparison. So first step, let's have a look at the design and build quality. Now if you look at the design of these two devices, you can see that one thing what stands out is the Xiaomi Mi 10i's design, because it's kind of different design. You can see a circular camera layout, and the gradient pattern and the glass finishing looks really premium, and even in terms of design it's kind of refreshing change. While the Realme X7 isn't bad though, it is kind of same design as the Realme 7 and 7 Pro. It's employing almost the same design. It's not a refreshing one, but still a good design overall. So in terms of design aspect, we would say the Mi 10i is a better looking device out there. But again, having said that, the weight distribution is a bit on the higher side because it's more than 200 grams, while the Realme X7 is lesser than 200 grams. So if you want a compact device, then the obvious choice would be Realme X7 because it's more compact to use and less heavier than the Mi 10i. But Mi 10i is a bit more bigger display and heavier and even bulkier to an extent. So you need to decide whether you want a larger display and premium build or you want a smaller compact form factor. So both have their own pros and cons. Now in terms of build quality, this is where there are two different aspects, because one is a plastic build. We have the polycarbonate material on the Realme X7, while we have a glass finishing with Gorilla Glass on the the Mi 10i. Now personally I would choose the Mi 10i because it looks more premium with the glass finishing. But having said that, there are disadvantages for the glass finishing. If you drop, it will break. Even though there is Gorilla Glass, it might break, but here you don't get glass but you get polycarbonate, and hence small faults will not have a major issue. But having said that, if you are not using a case, there are chances that this might scratch. So it's again a pros and cons, which one you want, what are your consideration, you can decide based on that. But if you ask me what is my personal choice in terms of build quality, then I would go with the Mi 10i. So that is the design and build quality. So they both are neck to neck in terms of design and build quality, but our personal choice would be the Mi 10i. Now next is the display. So this is one area where we have entirely two different displays. So we have an AMOLED display with an IPS LCD panel. Now this is an AMOLED display with 60 Hz refresh rate, while we have an IPS LCD panel on the Mi 10i with 120 Hz adaptive refresh rate. Again, this is more of a personal choice because AMOLED displays are more colorful and vibrant and gives a good overall feel. But IPS LCDs are not bad, but here you get a 120 Hz refresh rate, here you get a standard 60 Hz refresh rate. So here I would say AMOLED definitely have an edge, and so in that aspect the Realme X7 has an edge in terms of the overall display quality. Now important thing is that Realme X7 display, we don't have any protection offered like Gorilla Glass, but on the Mi 10i there is Gorilla Glass 5. Now I have heard that the Realme X7 uses a toughened glass. I'm not very sure because there is no mention of it on the Realme's website. So that's the display aspect. So again, it's up to you to decide whether you want a higher refresh rate or an AMOLED panel. But again, AMOLED panel definitely have an advantage here when it comes to display quality. Now next is the software. So this is one area where again drastically different. Now MIUI versus the Realme UI version 1.0. Now MIUI does not have ads on the Mi 10i, so you have to consider that, because many people think that MIUI offers ads on all the smartphones, but no, on Mi devices there are no ads, only on Redmi devices there are ads. So this device does not come with any ads, and even the case with Realme UI version 1.0, it's a really good UI. Now you can see that both are running on Android 10, so that's one thing to consider. Neither of them have Android 11. Now again, this is more of a personal choice whether Realme UI is better or MIUI is better. My personal choice would be the Realme UI because it's more, it's less cluttered compared to the MIUI. So if I were to choose one UI, probably I would go with the Realme UI 1.0. Even though it does not come with Android 11, neither of them come with Android 11. But still, my personal choice would be the Realme UI 1.0 because there are kind of slightly annoying aspects here. A bit more bloatware included with the MIUI and some annoying notifications as well. But Realme UI is far better than that. So in terms of UI experience, we would say the Realme UI has the better looking UI. Now next is the performance. So here again there is a drastic difference. We have the Mi 10i with a Snapdragon 750G octa-core processor, a 5G enabled device, and we have the Realme X7 with the MediaTek Dimensity 800U chipset. Now both are equally performing chipset. We don't see any major difference between these two devices. Both does a really good job in terms of doing a task, no lags, even when you multitask with heavy apps. We did not see any sort of lags or happening. Now in terms of gaming experience, probably the 800U Dimensity is slightly better, I would say. Not much of a huge difference, probably slightly better overall in terms of gaming experience, but then you do get a larger display and bigger capacity battery. That's one of the advantages with the Mi 10i, but then gaming overall is quite good on both the phones. Now call quality is quite good on both the devices. Both are 5G enabled. Now we are not really sure about which device will get which bands support. That we are not really sure because we don't have 5G in India as of now. So we'll have to wait and see when 5G launches which are compatible. Now in terms of speaker experience, we have a dual speaker on the Mi 10i while it's a single mono speaker, and here the speaker output is definitely better on the Mi 10i. Now next is the camera. So this is one area there is a drastic difference. We have a 64 megapixel sensor on the Realme X7 while we have a 108 megapixel Samsung HM2 sensor. Here we are not really sure about the sensor, although it might be Samsung sensor. Then you get an ultra wide angle camera, depth sensor and macro sensor. Now depth sensor is not there on the Realme X7, but overall if you look at the camera quality, now this is one area where we feel Mi 10 has the advantage with better overall details, better low light experience. Overall if you look at the camera aspect, the sharpness levels are better, the colors are more or less accurate on the Mi 10i than the Realme X7. Realme X7's color reproduction has not been that great. Also the overall quality, if you zoom into the picture, you can see that the 64 megapixel does not retain that kind of details as the Mi 10i's 108 megapixel shooter. So if you look at the camera as a whole, we feel the Mi 10i has the advantage here, and it's the better camera out there in this price segment. Even if you look at the low light and portraits selfie experience, our personal choice would be the Mi 10i. So if you are a person looking for a better camera out of these two devices, our choice definitely is the Mi 10i. Now next talking about the battery. So we have a 4810 mAh capacity battery on the Mi 10i while it's a 4310 mAh capacity battery. Now we have 33 watt fast charging on the Mi 10i while it's a 50 watt charging. Now both of them actually take almost same time to charge, because with the larger capacity battery it takes around 65 minutes to charge the Mi 10i while it takes around 55 minutes to charge the Realme X7. So in terms of charging experience, quite similar experience, but in terms of battery experience, the Mi 10i definitely has an advantage because of the larger capacity battery. So battery life is better on the Mi 10i. Now additionally, Mi 10i has some additional features, like there is support for headphone jack on this while you don't have a headphone jack here. Now additionally you get dual speakers, UFS 2.2 support. This is very important because UFS 2.2 improves on the read write speed. So that's one area where the Mi 10i has an advantage over the UFS 2.1 on the Realme X7. Apart from that, you also get SD card slot on the Mi 10i while you don't have an expansion slot option on the Realme X7. So these are some additional options. Apart from that, there is also IR blaster, the traditional IR blaster provided by Mi devices. So those were the aspects where the Mi 10i has an advantage. Now summing up, which one should you buy? This is very important question because both are 5G enabled devices, good performance all around, good overall package. The Mi 10i is slightly expensive, almost like a 2K difference between these two devices in terms of pricing. Now which one should you go? Now the Mi 10i has a great build quality, good design, decent display experience. Software is kind of okayish, performance is really great, then cameras are stellar, battery life and everything else looks really great. Now the Realme X7 has an AMOLED display, which is one of the really good aspects, good software experience, good performance and decent battery life. The downside is the camera, which we didn't like that much. Now summing up all the aspects, which one should I go? Now if you're looking for 5G, we are not really sure about which bands these devices support, so we cannot get a conclusion about the bands. Although Realme X7 has support for more bands, we are not really sure about that, which bands support, because Indian auction has not been completed. Now if you remove the 5G aspect and if you're looking for a good all-round package at this price segment, which one should you go? So our picker in this would be the Xiaomi Mi 10i, because it is more of an all-round package. Even though the display is not AMOLED, this has an in-display fingerprint scanner. Even though the fingerprint scanner is on the side mounted, we still feel the Mi 10i is a better value for money device out there, because UFS 2.1, SD card support, 3.5mm audio jack, then you get better cameras, bigger display, bigger battery life. So everything combined, even though this is a good package, our personal choice would be the Xiaomi Mi 10i. So if you are planning to buy one of these, we would suggest you to pick the Xiaomi Mi 10i. So that is a detailed comparison of the Xiaomi Mi 10i with the Realme X7. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do consider hitting the red subscribe button below and also hitting the bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So thanks for watching. Until next time, have a great day.